How we doing? Oh, I keep talking. Okay. Testing, testing, testing. Da la 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 la. Are we okay?
Just talk a little because people are hearing you who are in your audience.
Oh, okay.
So say things that matter.
Then I will speak about what I'm going to speak about. Today, I'm not going to show a drawing. I'm going to show the beginning of a painting. And you're going to be watching every Monday night as I work on it. Should I keep talking? Just talking, okay. Okay, I'm sitting here. We're doing a lot of makeshift today because I didn't bring the easel. So we created an easel by ourselves with a pot in back of it, in back of the painting. And get familiar with the painting because you'll be seeing it until it's finished. Every week, it'll be a little different until it says what it is.
So in the test, and my apology, I won't be reading out who's on the camera or statements because I have a sore throat. So Mom will not get to hear who's on or statements.
Could you turn it around so I could look? No. Could we tell the people to speak loudly?
Can I bring Ken on camera where he could read them?
Or bring Jessie down for reading? Have faith. We'll conquer it all. I could live without the comments, but I'll get them afterwards, right? You do if you can't read them. I love the comments. The comments that I love the most are the ones which are not from Facebook because I can't answer Facebook. I can't answer social media because I'm overwhelmed. I have so many people sending me messages whom I never met. And I wish I could someday know you all. But I do get some weird people calling who say things that are very weird. And that's one of the problems with social media. But we'll conquer it. I should keep talking. 1 minute. Okay, in 1 minute I begin. Let me put my glasses on and be prepared in 1 minute to begin. Half a minute, quarter minute. How many seconds? Let me turn this on. Okay, let me say, first of all, welcome everybody. Second of all, everything on my wall, the Facebook wall, I'm going to read the first thing, which is about what this is about my tree, and also the painting that I'm speaking about is number 19, and it's called Orchard Street in 1973. Okay, why don't I begin with speaking about that first? And remember, it's on the wall, so if you don't, there's a little fly near me, so when I wave my hand, ignore it. It's spring, okay? Orchard Street is, well, you're going to be so familiar with these names. In this painting, there is Bekenstein, there is Adler, there are so many stores that you will continue seeing as I paint Orchard Street. And somebody once said to me that he would like to do a book about my work. And I said, okay. And he hired a young woman to do the writing. And she called me one day and she said, there are so many Adlers. In so many stores you speak about Adlers. But I need you to realize, let me put them all into one story. And I said, no, they're different people. There are hundreds of Adlers. All the names that you see on Orchard Street are repeated over and over again by completely different people. People brought over their families to save them from Europe. And I started to think, nobody can do a book of my work because they wouldn't know. They don't know the people. If they think that one Adler is the same as the other Adler, who don't even know each other and arrived at separate times. So let me tell you about a few stories. One of them, the young man selling ice cream. He was the first in the family to continue school. He was able to go to college. And then his father became ill. And he had to stop school and help his father in a little store they had. What happened then, he worked with his father until the father was well again. And he went back to help him, and he thought, I'm too old to go back to school. The will isn't there anymore, but I do have to earn money for the family. So he sells ice cream now. I'd like you to know, because now so many Asian people are coming, and the prejudice against Asian is coming again. It was, but then we thought we got over it because Asians were such good workers. And for me to jump a little bit to when I'll speak about Panama, when I couldn't speak English and I couldn't speak Spanish, I could only speak German, but we escaped Hitler. And my first best friend was Chinese, Lois Lee. And you people who have prejudice against other groups, you're losing so much. Some of the best friends you can have are just coming. They're coming from Central America. They're coming from Korea. They're coming from China. Open up your minds and don't be people who miss so much, because you're missing so much. Prejudice is the worst thing that you can carry. Let me begin to speak. I'm going to tell you what is on the wall about the painting of the tree. Last week I promised to not speak of the difficulties we are facing and how to survive them, but instead to change the theme entirely by having us see the wonder which the pandemic has made us aware of. In my case, it meant freedom from pressure. My life before had always been planned with pressure. How can I fit all the things into an average day and still have time to relax? But now, as the mother of grown children and grown grandchildren, and no longer able to do my life work of sitting on street sidewalks and painting, I have thinking time. And I don't mean thinking of how to solve a problem. I mean just letting my brain wander and let my brain ask its own questions. Some time ago, while visiting friends Yes, when it was still possible to be visiting friends. I saw a tree in their yard. A tree? No, this was not a tree. It was an edifice, a long, many section shape, hanging on and not giving up on life. I decided to draw it and began to do so. But pencil does not show the majesty. Only oil and canvas would do. But since I no longer drive, my friend took me to Michael's to get the correct size canvas, and that in itself, in my mind, is what this painting will symbolize. Since I went into self-quarantine so long ago, I have not gone anywhere in public, ordered things by phone to be delivered to my doorstep. I had not seen the real world for so many months. I had not understood that it was still out there. I saw so many people, so many cars. There was so much to see. I literally felt like a child in a candy store. And when I finally took that canvas home and began to paint, that feeling is part of the miracle given to me that I will share with you on these Monday nights. Because I'm going to be working during the weeks, and every Monday I will show you the progress. You will see a tree growing. But in order to do this, I had to accept that who I once was, no longer existed, and that the person who once painted on sidewalks is no longer mine to have. Can I live with that? At 91, I cannot go to my car, drive to the tree, sit and stand for hours and work and come back to do so for many more weeks. Now I have no car. I get exhausted after a few hours of work. Am I willing to depend on photographs? Do I have a choice? No. The tree is waiting. My friend took the photos because I needed someone better at a self camera than I am. And here we are. Today I will explain the very beginning, and through the next few months I will share the work with you and speak of how to tell you the story which the tree holds for us. Joni is going to show you the tree. Have faith. I have planned it all out.
Meanwhile, I'm going to tell you who is on video.
Can you speak?
Yeah. Meredith.
Oh,
and
Mary,
Roma,
thank you.
Mary Lou, Kenny,
Mary Lou.
Jeffrey Kisman,
Oh,
Janine Schultz, Lauren Raff,
all of you, I
Hedy,
love
I
you.
love you, Hernan, Deirdre, Catherine Olson, Tammy Smith, saying it's Monday, Hedy night, Carol Hodkin, Arlene Goodowitz, E-Plan, Kathy Olson,
Wow.
says, Ken, dear mom has been and always will be my most remarkable friend. Love you all. Donna DDF saying, I love you, Hedy. And Hernan sending much love and Joe Trick.
Let me tell you, my painting, no, first I'll tell about this. I have friends now for so many years who know me because of Facebook.
Gregory Delgado is on.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we'll show you the tree. Joni, there are many photographs there.
Okay, tell me when you want to go to the next one.
Go to the next one, and then I will talk about the tree. Show everything, and then I will talk about the tree. Because this tree is as close to being a human as you can be. Is it moving down?
Mm-hmm. I'm showing all three pictures starting from the very top.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me when I can stop. When you can stop.
I'm going through all four pictures.
Okay. Are you people aware of the miracle of this tree. And then I'll talk about it.
And Ed Weedman is on also.
How wonderful. And after we're done, will I see it printed? I mean, on the screen? I hope. Okay, let me begin. Let me tell you the story of the tree. You see this? When this part was broken and has a hole in it, that'll be here. It started instead. Do you see this tree was also broken? This part was broken. What did it do? It grew little prongs, and the little prongs had little leaves on them, and it is born again. You will see it being born again as I paint. All these branches, all these pieces are broken from the wind and the rain, and yet they're still here. We are doing that. The tree tells us, if I break, I'll grow another branch on a different side. You can't get rid of me.
People are asking, where is the tree?
It's in a private home.
In what town?
In Long Beach. But Long Beach is made of old trees. Some are so fat and big. And you have to crane your neck, and I'm very short. You've got to crane your neck. So it's not going to be a summer tree. It's going to be a tree which shows the branches, which will show you how things pop out. Tell me something. Isn't that your life? Haven't you had tragedies and you picked up and kept going? I think this tree has so much to tell us. And you know, when the tree is finished, take a photograph of it and keep it as a memento. Because every time something hits you and hurts, find another branch. You know what my other branch is? I have to work from photographs. I cannot drive to the tree, even though my friends would take me. But it's different from being younger and getting into your car. So, I will do it through you people. And you will watch that tree grow with me. Because I'm done doing people with little masks. That was a period of time. Let me ask you, those of you who write to me, and I cannot answer, could you change the world? Write to me what you have done to make the world better. It's spring. We have a new world. And for me, remember when I was showing you the painting of the subway and saying all the time, speak to each other, learn to know each other. Well, in my case, it was the children being separated from their families at the border that made me so frightened. Because during the Hitler time, my fear was that they would take me away from my parents. And now we are trying to find the families for these children, which is going to be a long process, but this new regime is planning it. And I have hope again.
I'm going to read who's on and what they say, okay?
I would love it.
So these are the new people. Sandy Alsack sent herself love and love from Ishmael.
And Sandy has always watched and given me courage.
Yoella Bashari Levin is watching.
Oh,
Brenda Galland. Donna Didieff says you were so beautiful, Hedy. I love you so, so much. You're super shoveler.
and the moment there's snow, you're coming again, right? Okay.
Eileen Cutler said thank you for capturing the beauty. And yes, it's a new world we get to embrace. And Michelle Kowashka says, I'm sorry I missed the mask series. It's posted though, right?
Yes. No, but Michelle, you have to come to me because I can only do it in person, okay? But I owe you that. Because I knew you since you were a child. She was Kenny's friend in school.
And she says, hope is what it's all about. And Brenda says, thank you for wise words. Wise words.
But with the hope has to go action. Action is, don't be an enemy of anybody. I mean, stay away from the dangerous ones, yes. I don't mean that. But the more people you know, do you realize how many people I know? One of my paintings, which you have to wait for a long time to see because I think it's number 80 something. And I do one painting a week, and today's is number 19. That has 400 people in it. And just last week, I got a message from somebody who was in that painting with her daughter. So because of technology, all of you are real. I'm so grateful. How much more time do I have?
You have 12 minutes.
I have 12 minutes. Then let me talk more about the tree.
I'll show this picture.
Okay. Let's point out. Oh, by the way, when I did this, I sketched it first in charcoal and found out I put everything in the wrong place because I'm not used to working from photographs. So I washed it all off. And then I did it again, this time in paint. And again I found out I got the twists wrong. I washed the whole thing off. The beauty of oil is you can get rid of it. Pencil, if you press, damages the paper. This does not. If anybody needs questions, okay, I began with black and white and green. I did not yet spread out all the colors because I have to be careful, otherwise I go crazy. So first I do the shapes. I'm going to plan the shapes. And then I allow myself at the end, which won't be for quite a few weeks, months. Remember, I'm new at working only from photos, which means if you're not in front of it, but I have done so many trees that it'll take a long time.
Mary Lou says, we can imagine you are the tree and all of us who are your friends and family are the branches all together.
Mary Lou.
Can change, and I can't bring up the rest of what she said.
That's okay. Email it to me. You have my email.
And Kenny says, tell about Instagram also.
Oh, I forgot. This is exciting. I'm not on Instagram, but any of you are the Museum of the City of New York. Kenny has Instagram, that they put my Yona Schimmel in.
Your painting of Yona Schimmel.
Yeah, and I think that's number 22. But that's exciting.
So your painting of Yona Schimmel is on Instagram, and how many views were there? I think over 2,000 people liked it.
Kenny has to tell you because I can't see it.
I think over 2,000 people. Kenny might give the exact number. Or maybe you could even give the link, Ken.
You know, Jonas Schimmel is in a book they published of
They
paintings.
posted the painting and got over 2,300.
I can't understand.
Over 2,300 people looked at it and said they liked it.
Okay, to me, the very fact that somebody took a photograph of me when he came to New York with his girlfriend, who is now his wife, and called and spoke to somebody or showed the picture to somebody whose name is Hedy, who called Eileen and said, Eileen, you might know her. And Eileen said, that's Hedy. And now,
Now you can see a picture that was done by a Polish photographer. Polish? Where is he from?
Oh, no,
Swedish.
no,
A Swedish photographer.
No.
Who took the photograph 30 years ago?
Not Sweden. Yes.
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 Because it showed up on the internet. And a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend knew who you were, the unknown artist.
Let me say something about Eileen, who knew me.
Who's also on today.
Oh, good. She has been helping us remotely whenever we have a problem with noise or anything in this. And she's a documentary a documentary maker. And it's, you see?
Hedy Weidman and Kent Almqvist. Hedy Weidman.
Hedy, okay. Hedy, I just knew him as Hedy. I haven't met you.
He's from Sweden.
Okay. Hedy, thank you for...
Kent Almqvist is the photographer.
Is he able to listen?
He's not on now, but Kenny just posted the Instagram link so that people watching this can find it.
Because Kent has to watch it a day later. Joni, you posted it.
Kenny just did.
Kenny posted it, good. All these terms I'm learning.
So everybody watching can touch the link he gave and be able to see your picture of Jonas Schimmel on Instagram.
Will they understand links and things?
Which is at the Museum of the City of New York.
I don't understand.
But it works.
But it works.
And we don't understand electricity either.
Right. But I come from the world where there's a light switch.
And Hedy, who made the connection, is on right now.
Hedy, thank you. Hedy, are you in Sweden also?
He lives on Long Island.
Oh, he's my neighbor.
Kenny has a question. Is it at all scary to start a new painting?
No. It's so exciting. It is so exciting because it'll grow without me. You see, the funny thing about art, it's not you doing it. You begin and then you allow it. And it tells you what to do. It'll say, it doesn't feel right. It'll say, too big, too small. The pencil drawing said to me, you need oil. We can't do this tree without oil. I saw a program of a man named Stella, Stella, who does sculptures and shapes, and huge ones. He has a factory where they make those shapes. And I think when he begins, he doesn't know what it'll grow to be. And when this tree was a little twig, it didn't know who it would become. And I will have to show that. Let me get him again.
I can get it.
It's okay.
Mary Lou says the painting speaks to you.
It will. Here we go. But look at this. Doesn't it tell you who we are? we overcome. And as I must do is, I must tell you why I do this. Because I want to speak about Vienna, and I will do it next week. I haven't spoken enough about it because when people ask me which country shaped you, it was Vienna, because Vienna had joy, and I had so much joy in me, and I'm sending it to Herbert, who is, I promised we would watch him and send him good wishes from the whole family. And next week I will speak about Vienna, because I took so much time to speak about the tree today. I'll speak about the tree. I'll speak about everything.
And Michelle said you listen to your heart, to your art. Art and heart.
Yes, yes. Which reminds me, when we had an art gallery where we did picture framing in Long Beach, my daughter Joni created the name Follow Your Art, as in follow your heart. Mary Lou is my family from the Bilgrays and was discovered through a woman from Poland who tried to save my grandparents. She couldn't. I have so many stories of how I exist, as do you.
And Kathy said, Hedy, the tree has kept itself alive waiting for you to paint it. It will now be a happy tree, regardless of its missing limbs. And Jessie Page says,
Great.
love you.
I love you. I am so lucky. Joni says I have 2 minutes. In those 2 minutes, let me ask you, do something for someone and send it to me. Send me when you email, knowing I cannot answer you through social media. But let me know that you gave socks to somebody. Remember when I mentioned all the time about Deirdre and Mike, who give things, who told me, give things. I gather things every week. I love you all. And I wish you happiness.